Welcome, guys. So let's talk about how to decide when to launch your token inside the current market. Of course, it's extremely volatile, up and down. So this is a very call it frequently asked question. I'm getting asked as the founder of a accelerator who helps crypto startups raise capital at a very high scale. And it's something I think everyone can definitely gain value from if you are a consumer or sorry, if you are an investor or if you are a builder. So the overall thesis, at least my personal thesis, when deciding how you should time the market, always falls down to the generic saying, time in the market, excuse my spelling, so time in the market always beats timing the market. So excuse my handwriting, but what I mean by this is it's very, very, very important um, you as the founder of your project, or you as the call it the captain of how your project is getting presented in the market, that the audience has multiple touch points with you and your project. So let's look at this small circle as the bull market, and maybe there is let's say for toxic 1 million people analyzing the bull market and deciding when to invest. Okay, now of these 1 million people who are analyzing the bull market and deciding when to invest, there is, let's say, 500k of them who are also analyzing the market when it takes huge dips. So, like right now, there is 500k of them who's still analyzing new projects of which to invest. But the other 500k of people who were lost from, you know, the other initial chart of the mass bull market when it's extremely hyped, these individuals are not wheels, are not individuals who drive large volumes. They are the generic retail public. Okay? So this is the bill. This is the bill at max in terms of max hype. This is the bill when there is fear. So still the bull market, but there's fear. Now, finally, we have the use the circle. We have the bear market where there is maybe 100k people. Okay, so minus 400, and this is the bear market. Bear with the way it is, just a typical bear. Again, excuse my handwriting. So what we have now is touch points. So back to the initial, the initial comparison or analogy was the word I'm looking for. I said at the beginning of time in the market always beats timing the market. The reason I say this is because you need touch points with your community or anyone who is thinking of investing in your project. If that is a VC, if that is a partner, an angel investor, or the generic community, you need touch points with them to allow them to be convinced in your project, in the narrative of your project, in everything you're building, and in return, they will give you your money. So, in the bull market, let's say you pause your marketing now and you decide we're just waiting until it is the bull market max and we will go balls to the wall, do everything we can to market then. Yes, this will still work. I'm not saying this won't work, but maybe you will have, because many other projects will also do this. So maybe you will have, let's say, 6 touch points over the aggressive time frame. You go to market with these 1 million people in the bill max in this side. Okay. Now, what you would have in the bull fear, let's say, if you begin marketing then, um, you would have not just 6 touch points, but because there is less projects marketing, you would maybe have, let's say, 8 touch points, or we'll even make it 9 touch points. You'll have 9 touch points with the overall community of the 500. And if you continue marketing until it goes back to the bill max, so if you continue marketing from bull fear until bull max, and then you get more touch points when it's bull max as well, because there's more trust, more credibility within the community you've built, and you're getting the extra 500k people to see your project, you're going to get the 6 touch points again. So overall, this would equal 12. All right, TP, not for take profits, for touch points. You would have 12 touch points, and you would get the same 1 million people would see the project, except these 500k people would actually have not just 9 touch points we're seeing inside the bubble, but they would have 9 plus 6, which is 15. They would have 15 touch points because they've got all the touch points here, and they're also getting all the touch points here. So this is, the main conclusion, what I meant by time in the market always beats timing in the market. Because yeah, this exact example of touch points and consistent touch points for a long period of time. And the other benefit outside of just these touch points is your project is going to have so much more trust, because the individuals who have seen your project and had them touch points in this 500k mark when it's the bull fear are also seeing you guys market and prepare for the TGE in the bull max. So they know you're not just one-time cash grabbers who's trying to get all the liquidity in the bull max, as that's when the volume is highest, but you're actually here to build something long-term, sustainable, and for the community, which they want to hear. Now, let's do another analogy with when to launch and how to time your launch. A lot of people only think, yeah, we're only going to launch in the bull market because that's where the most volume is. And yes, this is correct as a statement. This is where the most volume is. But it doesn't mean you're going to get the same amount of success, because now let's look at these little dots as not touch points for your project, but projects launching all together. Okay? And in the bull max, you're going to have, let's say there is 50 projects in this bubble, and we'll do this per day. So the black equals per day. There is 50 projects in here, um, and that's 50 good projects launching per day, which are of similar standard to you where you're at right now, have a similar vision except in a different niche, and they're all launching. So you're now competing with 50 projects to 1 million people. Do the maths. I think it will be, on average, you're then pitching to 200k people, because if you divide 50 by 1 million, you're going to get 200k. So that's who you get to pitch to. Um, if you launch in the bull max. Okay? Now, let's look at the bull fear. Whenever it's fearful and there's less projects launching, let's say the project's half in terms of how many is launching, and there's no longer 50 launching per day, but let's say there is 10 launching per day. There's 10 launching per day. So if you divide 10 by 500, that means you're pitching to maximum of 50k people per day. But these 50k people you pitch to are the wheels, the ones who are actually driving most of the volume. So out of the bull max, there only is 100k of them who are the wheels, and the other 100k is the retail. With the bull fear, you're getting the full wheels, all the individuals who are actually going to push the needle and drive large volumes to your project. So you can see that deciding to launch in the bull max or the bull fear in this analogy will maybe affect your project by